So, Katie Whitmore, hello. How are we feeling now that it's sunk in properly that you're the new Millwall Lionesses manager? How do we feel?
Yeah, still very excited. Obviously, it's an exciting time to be a part of the Millwall legacy. Being part of, obviously, the club within my full-time role as safeguarding officer to then become a Lionesses first-team manager is still, I think it'll be a little bit of a while before I come back down to earth slightly. But no, it's exciting times ahead.
No, indeed. And, one of the things that was spoken about in the statement when you joined from Sean was about how you want to be this role model and how your sort of ethos and how you do things is essential to why you was chosen. Can you touch on a little bit your ethos and what you expect from the girls?
When we spoke before, a lot of it was about the female role models I had growing up, which has allowed me to get to where I am now. So Sam Fisher being one of them. She was my coach at Leyton Orient. Still really good friends with her now. So she's seen my footballing career. She's seen where I've been, and she's hopefully going to continue following that journey with me. And being able to have that role models kind of made me really passionate about making sure that I'm a role model for the next generation. So whether it be a role model for the first team ladies, the first team players are seeing that they've got a female manager in post now, the career that I've had, and the same for the younger generation, so the under 16s, under 14s, making sure that the first team are role models for that younger age group as well as me as a manager. I think it's that pyramid effect, and it does start from the top. I think as long as the Lionesses and the first team are, being them role models, behaving in certain ways and, really showing their passion for the club, then that will kind of generate, and it will make the younger age groups want to stay on our pathway and want to eventually work their way into our first team as well. So I think that part is really important for me. It's just making sure that we are role models to everyone within the girls' academy and first team.
And just to follow on from there, what you were saying about the role models and what you expect from your side and from the team. This isn't just someone who, like a striker who could score 20, 25 goals a season, or a defender who keeps a number of clean sheets. Or not just their behaviour on the field. We're talking about their ethos off the field as well. Really embodying everything what it means to be that positive influence on people's lives.
Definitely. I mean, me as a manager and as a coach, I've always been the same. You could be scoring 20 goals every week, but if your behaviour, if your dedication, your commitment isn't there, and you're not a role model, in all aspects of the game, then that's not really, every manager's different. Every manager will look for different things, but that's the way I've always coached, and I'm not planning on that changing here at Millwall. Yes, we want to do well. Yes, we want that promotion because the girls had such a successful season last year, but I don't want, you can't be complacent. You can't go in and go, right, we did fantastic last season, that means we're going to have the same season again. That isn't going to be the case at all. So you have to have that attitude that you go in, it's a new season, you're playing against, yes, maybe the same teams, but they would have been recruiting, they're going to be picking up their game. We need to make sure we're always ahead of the game, and like what we've just said, not just on the field but off the field as well. How amazing would that be that yes, Millwall were having a successful season on the pitch, but oh my god, look at what they're being a part of off the pitch as role models. So I definitely think it's about making sure that you're not just focusing on one aspect of the game. You could be the best player in the world, but if you're not showing me commitment and you're not showing me that you want to continue learning, you want to work hard, you want to be part of a team, then that's where it gets a little bit difficult. But I'm very much a team player and very player focused, player centered. So my door will always be open to them girls if there's ever a problem. I want to be that manager that they can talk to, and build that rapport, and that's where we can then build on the team that we've got.
Excellent. And just from a personal point of view, we've when the announcement was made in the unveiling, there was let's say there was a little bit of a sort of a media spike on your social media and our social media channels. Just tell me some of the support and the the feedback you've been getting, not just from Millwall or people connected to the club, but actual external sort of media channels, how they've been with you?
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Obviously, I've always been in football, always been in the sport, and I've been at the Kent FA. I've networked with a lot of people, but when it got announced, social media went a little bit crazy. The support I had, not just from Millwall, like you said, not just from the club, but the support I've had from we've had women's football supporters. I've had a women in football networking, friends, family, Millwall fans, like everyone really. The club that I was previously with, they've given me nothing but support. Again, because this is a great opportunity for them to show where you can start and where you can your journey can take you. But yeah, social media has kind of gone a bit crazy at the minute.
Yeah, that's slightly, isn't it? Just as well with we've seen the social media presence, and that really makes you see just how big Millwall still are as a club, depending on what division we are in. We'll always be seen as a name, and we'll always be seen as one of the big clubs, especially historically. We've got some trials coming up this weekend, as you know, but what, apart from just joining this historic team who did well last year and have got the potential to go on, what really do you think, like behind the scenes, we can offer girls to say, you're here, or you've got this option here, but this is why you should come to Millwall. This is why you join us. What have we got, as I said, as a club and behind the scenes that may turn some heads?
I think you need to remember that there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that players won't know about. Players will just see the match day and training and, have day-to-day contact with manager and Nick, who you've spoken to. But I think there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes. We've got a fantastic committee that are dedicated to the Lionesses and want to see us progress, not just within the league, but make sure that the players feel, they are really part of the Millwall community as such. So there's a lot going on, and everyone's kind of on the same path, and like I've spoken to a few of the players, and like I've said to them, what a fantastic story and journey to say that, we all know that we can play at a much higher level than what we're playing at the moment. However, when you do reach that level, you were with us at the start, and you've been on that journey. And then when you do get to that level, it's like, now you can see how far we've gone. You were there with us at the start. Now look at where we are. And I think that as well is a big thing. The league, we can always sit and talk about the league, but that's just one area of a massive club that can offer so much. There's loads that can be offered in the sense of support. Like I said, the committee, the support that the committee have given me, especially as a new manager coming in, I couldn't ask for much more. So, that says a lot as well, I think.
No, indeed, and also as well, not necessarily, what we could offer the squad in like a sort of physical sense, like here's this item or that item or this. But as you say, with the pathways, and again, it's not just the first team, but we've had some of our squad last year who, they joined on the premise of being a Millwall Lioness, but then that went on to be, they went on to be a community, a member of Community Trust ambassador, which was something that some of the players probably never would have dreamed of, and that's a lot to do. We'll touch on Sean Daly and Dean Palmer now. A lot of organisations, when you have your sort of CEO and your chairman, they'll be there as the figureheads, and they'll be there offering support from afar. But to have two such influential people in such influential positions offering you such personal support as a first team, that's essential as well, isn't it?
Yeah, massively. Being able to work quite closely with Sean and Dean and their support, they, like I've said before, everyone involved and everyone that is networking all want the same for the club, the players, and and like we keep talking about, not just on the pitch but off the pitch as well, which is quite nice. You know, when you're all working together, all wanting the same same at the finish line. Like, do you know what I mean? You all want the same outcome. Then that for me is why it's working so well, and why it will continue to work throughout the season, because, you know, there is a lot to offer. There is a lot going on behind the scenes, because you've got dedicated people that want to see us succeed, again, as a team. So I think that plays a massive part in itself.
No, excellent. And finally as well, just before we go, we'll just have a message to any of the trialists this weekend. It will be a bit tricky, or due to obviously social distancing guidelines, and you know, it won't be the typical trial that some of these players may have had previously in the past. But any message to any of those who are trialing?
Yeah, I think obviously it is a difficult time. You know, they're not going to be like your standard trials that you would usually have, but I think it's just a case of coming down, enjoying it, relax. You know, just play your football. Don't think of it as a trial, and just enjoy it. Really, it's an opportunity for you guys to again network, meet new people, and we just go from there. Really.
Excellent. Kate Whitmore, first team manager, Millwall Lionesses, thank you for your time.
Thank you.